See, I'm wondering if you pick like the let it rot, if that makes you more tyrannical, because I think it would.
It might. That's a good call.
Be like, I don't care about you.
Let's see. That's everybody. You need ships. I can't do that this turn. There's the unrest biting me. How dare! Deploy militia, gathering fleet to destroy you.
That unrest is brutal.
I know, the unrest. There's arena deathmatch for +5 tyranny to stave it off a little bit. Alright, invade. That's why I can't shop there. Duh, still invading it. Alright!
There we go.
Mine. An ion storm sweeps through the system and the fleet cannot avoid it. Heavy interference has already blinded all ship sensors. Don't have the right trait. Don't have the right trait. This is bad.
This is bad.
Batten the hatches. Storm is powerful, disrupting and damaging systems across the fleet. Damage is widespread, but there are no losses. Minus 20% HP for 1 turn.
Oof.
Ow. Okay, let's build up here.
You like those cruisers?
I do, especially since we upgraded them.
True.
Let's get the +5 tyranny to help out. And we got 10 tyranny for taking over the planet. I don't want to oppress the already doomed vulnerable lab that's gonna blow up here soon. Barracks. Ooh, +1 die? I want +1 die.
So is the red die you can reroll, or?
No, that's how many dice
Okay.
to
Invade.
invade.
Gotcha, okay.
So I'm wondering if this gives us +1 to the die roll, or maybe a whole second die. Yeah,
That would make more sense to me to have a second die.
and that'd be sweet. It's at a 5.
Yeah.
I don't like you. I don't like you gathering a fleet.
He's going for it.
See what you got.
It's red eye. It's interesting that you're fighting some more of the Bunny Empire also.
They betrayed me and went with the Galactic Empire. How dare!
Clearly. How dare.
All large ships do double damage.
Overcharge.
Plus 400% attack, or the ship blows up. One or the other! Or heal a ship to full HP. Yes. You do extra damage. I assume they're large. They're large ships.
Assume so, because they pick up 2 spots.
I don't see like a plus attack or anything, so they may not count as large. Large may count as like battleship.
I see a plus on their health bar, but that might be from the regenerate.
That's the regeneration.
Okay.
Mediocre.
Space is a harsh mistress.
You like that.
I do.
You like the where it's like we
It
will
fits.
fight them on the moon beaches. Next turn, probably. Not bad. Not a bad roll. Science? Regeneration field. The regeneration power extends to all adjacent ships.
Ooh.
So not only them, the ships next to them. Absolutely.
That's super useful.
Totally down for that. In
Those
turn,
ships are kind of turning into like a healing ship almost.
yeah, I like it. Oh, the deploy militia is going to happen next turn. I like that. Oh! Space Shark! Space Shark! You are huge.
He looks like a mini boss or something.
Yeah. Why did you come here? Help! Why? Attack the Space Shark! It's got a ton of HP too. It has 8,000 HP.
It has yes HP.
When it chomps, it hits a ship for 50%. Well, it died.
Where the heck did this thing come from?
I don't know. It's me. Oh, jeez, it's just killing Ship after ship.
How dare?
Look at that. I even have the Geo shield on it. This thing is going to kill this fleet. And there is not a thing I can do about it. Attack!
That was some bad luck on that front. Oh my gosh.
Space Shark is mean. Could have been a contender. Space Shark gets EXP. I don't want
That's
Space
scary.
Shark to get EXP.
Just the fact that there's a space shark walking around scares me.
Hope you come back next turn. Click to execute. You have failed me.
You are worthless to me.
Space Shark is still there. It's still mine. It's just Space Shark. It's like a wild beast.
Yeah, basically.
Well, that was lame.
That sucked.
Okay, well, invade.
Look like you could hire more people from the jail planet.
But I need 300 cash.
Why are people so expensive?
Drawn to a remote location by unexplainable forces, you encounter a frog-like creature. You sense that it has become tired of this world. Offer the creature lavish quarters, so I guess spend 50. Spend 5, refuse to take the creature. Vaporize this abomination!
Okay, honey, real quick, do you realize what the picture is referencing?
No.
Oh, glory to the Hypnotoad. That's what it makes me think of.
The eyes make me think of, like, Naruto.
Really?
The frog. The
okay.
the sage jutsu.
The frog say, okay, yeah.
Anyway, like, I like this thing. It's floating.
Yes. Vaporize it, what?
I'm gonna pay the 50. 50's a lot. We only get 80 a turn. But I'm gonna offer you lavish quarters. It is a Hypno Frog.
Huh.
The Hypno Frog is satisfied with the accommodations and shares its mastery of the psionic arts. We now have the psionic trait. And mind control. What's mind control? I need 5. Capture a planet!
You are mine.
You're mine. Oh, I like that. I like that
Of course
a
it's
lot.
expensive.
I really wish I had the extra 1 for overdrive because I want to stop this from happening. And I'm not going to be able to. Because of Shark!
Dang it, shark.
Not because of Shark, but I'm going to blame the Shark anyway.
No,
I
it's all shark.
I really wanted the barracks because I want the extra die and see how that works.
Yeah.
Okay. What we got? Hello. Or you choose Kamikaze! Ram enemy ships when health is low. I'm taking you with me. So, we have a choice. Extra rock. Additional asteroids welded to hull increase durability. We could give it 80 more health. Or we could give it irradiated ammo. Weapon ammunition is intentionally contaminated with dirty radiation. Plus 5 radiation damage per shot. So you give it a little extra damage per shot.
So, more health or more damage, basically.
I want the extra health. I want the extra 80 health.
Especially after Space Shark. Gosh.
I think it still one-shot them, but it makes me feel better. They have 900 health now.
Nice.
Okay, you can't do anything, sadly. We're out of turns. We could get another exploration.
Should try it.
Planetary improvement. Oh!
Okay.
I don't want to. I like the barracks. What do I do if not worth the trouble? You leave the planet ready for further oppression.
Okay.
Okay. Interesting. Deploy militia is done. Oh, it made another fleet. How dare. Space Shark! What?
It's all the Space Shark's fault.
Strike Patrol. Add 2 frigates to a fleet. All right. You joined. How dare.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got 2 fleets there now.
That's not good.
Oh, you're 4 stars. Militia damage boost. This is the people that came here. Like, I bet they're super fancy. Still, I'm feeling better. This is the... You're gonna come down here because you're gonna head to stop that. Okay, this is way more difficult than I thought it was going to be, even for 1 star.
It's ramped up.
It ramped up a lot. I mean, it's a strategy game, but still, even if you lose, I feel like you get a lot from the experience. Kind of like how I play Civ. I'm not a good Civilization player, everybody. But even when I lose, like, I still had fun messing around in Civilization, and you learn stuff for next time. Plus, there's a lot of RNG here, and it has those roguelike elements where you can unlock things for next time to help you.
And it might be easier next time.
And that might help you a little bit. Plus, Space Shark is mean. So, one last thing we're going to try is I'm going to throw this down here. What do you think of this game? I'll let you talk while I do this battle, and hopefully things don't go terribly wrong.
It definitely ramped up the difficulty from the tutorial, which makes sense. The tutorial walks it through, and you're supposed to be able to win that 9 times out of 10.
Fire squad launch 2 fighters per energy. That's interesting. I'm gonna take the heal.
Overall, I could definitely see if you're very much like if you like strategy games like Civ or Fire Emblem, Tactician, you know, all that kind of stuff. Which is probably why you're watching this in the first place. Or you're just curious about it. I guess the roguelike elements, I would probably have already lost this first map, honestly, just because RNG hates me, and I probably would have made mistakes, or I would take different choices than what Cendril has chosen, which would give me different choices, or, you know, maybe I got a bad roll and something blew up in my face, or something like that. But with it being the roguelite, you would hold on to the traits, I'm assuming, like pet, bounty hunter, whatever. So for next time you go through, it might be easier. And being this next time through, you'll know, oh, I need to get this planet first because this will help me more versus getting a crystal planet first. Do I want to prioritize money, crystals, or research? Because they're all useful. But then you have the victory conditions. Do I go through for this victory condition? Do I do this instead? Or do you do like a combination thereof, and whichever one you get, woo! And whichever one you get first, hey, yay, I got it first. Meteor strike.
Smash 2 enemy ships with asteroids. It got better, because it was just 1 ship.
Fancy.
15 ships!
You got a back row now, looks like.
Interesting, yeah, the row, it didn't extend out.
Horizontally, it went vertical.
Which will change what you can buy. Oh, I got that card. We finished that one.
Neat.
Destroy 1 space monster. Unlocked after losing 2 battles versus space monsters.
Okay, so the shark is just a space monster.
Yeah. Flagship. Add Dreadnought to a fleet. Yes. Oh, die. Extra die.
Oh, sweet.
So it looks like it has 2 commandos jostle for honor of personally crushing Governor's skull.
Okay, I mean, they're not wrong.
This is true.
Homemade Imperial flags being made.
4-1. And then +1.
Okay, so getting that die will definitely help.
Regillian Blood Fever. The most feared plague in the verse has broken out. The populace is terrified as infection runs rampant. Don't have that one. Quarantine the planet, or try to weaponize it.
I would say weaponize it, but I can see that going south so bad.
Me too! None will stand against you now that you're in possession of the weaponized plague. We are now plagued.
Nice.
But reward +2 something.
Get the death ray back up.
Unrest is at 12 instead of 10.
Oh wow. Interesting.
I think that may have been +2 Unrest.
Oh, you know what? I can see that because now you've weaponized the plague, basically. Yeah, overall, this game, like I said, strategy games like this, not exactly my cup of tea. But this looks like it'd be up your alley. Go for it.
Jade Fortress. Upgraded building materials greatly increase survivability, +90 health, or Kamikaze! Sure. We're not going to discard a card. I might as well play something. I want to see how big the flagship is. The Dreadnought. Yep, takes up 4. So I'll lose one of the carriers, but then I'll have this massive thing. It has a beam weapon. It never misses. You will be hit, and it will do its 330 damage to you.
And it has health.
It has 2,633 health. Geo Burst blasts 3 ships on the same row. I don't like this row.
This row bores me. Blast it.
Yeah, pretty much. Or no, I don't have to. I can send these to the back. And then I can put the cruiser there. We'll have the small ships in the back.
That'll work.
And I will buy another frigate. Like so. Cool. Final thoughts for me. Again, this is going to run really long. I may have cut this into 2 really small episodes, 2 smaller episodes, and put it together. And put them out one right after the other. Anyway, this is a lot of fun. It's more in depth than I thought it was going to be. But still, it's not like playing, again, Trinity or Rebellion or even like a Civ where you go even more in depth to the technology trees, building things, where it's super in depth. This is, in terms of a strategy game, more fast paced than those, which is what they were going for. And they did a pretty good job on it. Game feels pretty balanced. Yes, it does have RNG aspects, but every strategy game does.
That's just part of it.
That's just part of it. Whether you think so or not, you may see there may be RNG things happening behind the scenes. There's always a little bit, like when you attack in Civ. There's a little bit of randomization.
I will say, sorry. Go ahead.
I really enjoyed this. $20. Strategy games are usually more expensive for some type of, like $40 for this type, like the 4X big strategy type, like you have a big map to fight on. I was, trying to learn everything. Like, I think I'll get through this map in about an hour and a half when it's all said and done. We're kind of halfway to either win condition. So I think I can get through in, like I said, about an hour and a half. I don't think the Unrest will get me. We're kind of close to not having to worry too much about that. As long as I can keep taking stuff every turn. I need to start working back this way. There'll be a few turns where I just move. So that'll hurt. Yeah, you've really got to think. You've got to think. You got to decide where you're going to send your fleet. You're always... The Unrest is acting like a timer. I typically don't like timers, so the Unrest kind of works against me personally. But since the enemies are not aggressive, they're just trying to defend, you'd have to completely rework how enemies work. They'd have to be able to, like, go attack your homeworld, be aggressive against you, take stuff back, which they may try, but they'd have to be more aggressive. So for how they did that, I'm going to be interested if when I play this a little bit more, because I'm having fun, so I'm going to play this a little more in my own time. Maybe give you like an update video on it. How well balanced the Unrest is. Does it Does it feel like I have enough time to do stuff? Or am I just constantly losing to it, at which point it may need to be balanced out a little bit? We would have to see. All in all, though, if you like strategy games, you may want to keep an eye on this one. Check it out for yourself. If this looked like fun, maybe pick it up for yourself. Again, it's $20 normal price. So you can find it on Steam, $20.
So kind of go off of like what Cendril's talking about with the unrest hurting you. The movement, the fact that you have to take a turn to move for your own planet. If you own that planet, so to speak, to me it'd be, this might be too generous, but to just be able to move like through your line of planets to get to a planet you don't own yet.
I would love that, but I think that would be too generous. I think.
Yeah, or maybe if you move for your own planet, the unrest won't kick you or something. I don't know. This feels like, because you have so many people on the other side, and it looks like you'll have to move through a lot of your own planets to get.
Oh yeah, like this fleet over here, the really big fleet with Stonehair, is kind of out of it for 3 turns, and that's a lot of unrest.
Own territory.
Yeah, so my own territory. That's just kind of like, which again, that's where the strategy really comes into play. Like the only reason I came back here was because they allied, and I was gonna put a stop to that.
Right.
So you have to decide: is it worth it? Is it worth your turns to do that? But all in all, this game is very well built, is what I have to say. And again, this game is in early access. That may deter some of you, and I understand that because I've been burned by early access before. But that's why I'm so happy to be able to show this to all of you, because you're getting to see how the game is right now, and not, get it and then be burned just because they showed flashy screenshots or a flashy intro video. Oh, that looked like fun, and then you pitch the money and it's like, oh, it's not what I thought it was. Here you're getting to see the crux of the gameplay, and this is one mission in our campaign. In this campaign that I'm playing, this is just one mission, and we've played basically 45 minutes, and I'm halfway through.
So it had been a while. I didn't realize it had been 45 minutes.
Yeah, this video is now at 50 plus minutes. So it's these maps. Well, again, this is smaller in scale than a 4 or 5x game. It's still a bigger map. It's a strategy game. You're gonna dump some time into it. So if that may interest you because you want a lot of bang for your buck, playing through a campaign to try to stop the Empire, or take over the Empire, as it were, will take time. So you'll get a lot of play time out of it, and I think that's definitely something to consider, money wise. $20, I think you'll get a lot out of this game. Again, if you like strategy games, this may be way more up your alley, and definitely something you may want to consider.
Especially if this is your type of strategy game, because I know there's various types.
Yeah,
of
there's definitely
games.
various types of strategy games. But if money, you see the research. I've already compared it to a few games, but if you love the strategy genre, you already have thought of games you can compare this to. And if this looks like, it's like, oh, I like strategy games, I like this kind of strategy game, I would actually suggest picking this up. $20 early access, which means they're going to continuously do balances and just fine-tune the game, maybe even add stuff. So now might be a good time to kind of get on board, because sometimes early access games go up in price. I don't know if this game is going to. Sometimes early access games go up in price because they add more content, so they charge more for the game. I've seen that in other games. I'm not saying this game will do that. I don't know, but it is something to consider. $20, you're getting a pretty fun strategy experience. And again, strategy games, you can get a lot of bang for your buck out of them, which is why I do like strategy games. I like being a tactician, but B, when it comes to money-wise, you can get a lot out of it because you can dump hours and hours into strategy games. After you play through a campaign, I think there'll still be, and that's going to take a while, but I still think there'll be some replayability because I think the maps will be random. The, like, barracks, doomed, like, you could end up with doomed barracks for all we know. I think there'll be some replayability in that. Playing things differently, trying to do things, trying to get these, like trying to get the cards, may change your play style.
Well, Cendril went for like the big ships. Maybe you'll go for the smaller ships and want a kamikaze.
Yeah, and upgrade those, and play that way differently. You'll draw different cards. You'll unlock different cards. Like, for those of you that don't know, I don't have a lot of money. The channel's really small. I'm just being blunt with you. So I understand if you're like, man, I only have $20 this month to buy a game. I have to be careful with what I buy. I understand that. So, from what I see here, being a strategy game person, that if you like strategy games, you can get a lot of time for your like $20 here. Again, if you like strategy games. If you don't like strategy games, this probably didn't appeal to you at all. If you've been wanting to maybe try to get into the strategy game genre, but you're overwhelmed by all the choices in like a Civ or, again, like a Sense of the Solar Empire, or just like the scope of it, this might be a fun entry point to try. Because it doesn't have all those really in-depth mechanics. Like, here's this 1,000-foot-long tech tree that you have to navigate. Or here's all these buildings you can build. What do you choose when? Like, you don't have to worry about that. So just some things to consider. At the end of the day, I had fun with this. Knight, I think you said you had fun with it. Seeing this, so... that's all we can do. As always, make your best judgment. I can just tell you my observations and show these things off for you. And I'm really glad to do that. Maybe you hadn't heard of this game. I hadn't. And now I have a fun strategy game to keep trying. And maybe you'll think, hey, this looked like a fun to me, and you can pick it up. And I'd be so happy to say that I introduced you to a game that you had a ton of fun with. And I hope that's the case. Sometimes the games won't be fun. Or it may not be my cup of tea, it may not be your cup of tea, but still, I like having the opportunity to show these games off for all of you. Thanks for watching. As always, thank you, Knight, for being here.
Of course.
And until whatever game I get the honor and luck of trying for all of you and bringing to all of you in a first look, for Knight,
I've been Naskalek. I'll see y'all later.
I'm Cendril 9. Remember to shoot for the stars and take care, everyone.